Hi everybody, welcome back once again to this channel. Thank you very much for joining us once again. So we're gonna look at this quite very interesting question that was written in the 2024 trial exam in the Limpopo province. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, guys, please make sure that you have subscribed. Just turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified every time when we upload a new session. Okay, guys, again, you can support the channel by clicking on the join button. There are three options in which you can support the channel. And yeah, without wasting any time, let's get into it. Okay, so this is your question 5 from your Maths Paper 2 2024 Limpopo province trial exam. So we are given that if cos 12 is equals to m, determine the value of the following in terms of m without using a calculator. Right, if you check every Maths Paper 2 question, you'll always find questions like this, right, when you start question 5. Right, so the structuring is almost the same. Normally, if we have such an equation, trigonometric ratio in terms of something, would first draw a triangle, right, to demonstrate that before solving. So obviously you must know which quadrant is your triangle. So obviously this is 12 degrees. It's in the first quadrant between 0 and 90 degrees, right? So your triangle obviously will be in the first quadrant, and you have 12 degrees here. Then if you calculate this one, it will be 78 degrees. Then we know that if we say cos 12 is equals to m, we can say divide by 1, and cos, this is what, adjacent over what, over hypotenuse, right? So obviously m will be your adjacent, 1 will be your hypotenuse. Okay, so we have to solve for this one using what, Pythagoras. We say hypotenuse squared is equals to x squared, which is m squared, plus y squared. So 1 minus m squared is equals to y squared. Then y will be plus or minus root of 1 minus m squared. Okay, so obviously y is on the positive side. We'll take the positive root of 1 minus m squared. All right, then after filling that triangle, now we can now go and start answering. 5.1.1, they say determine cos negative 12, right? Cos negative 12. We know that negative angles are found on the fourth quadrant where cos belongs. So we can reduce this to be what? Cos 12 degrees, because that's where cos belongs, right? So it can be reduced to cos 12, which is the same as m. Hence the question had only 2 marks. Okay, let's go to 5.1.2. It says determine cos 72 degrees. Okay, so if you check inside this triangle, we don't have 72 degrees, right? Every time if you have an angle that is not inside the triangle, and the question says without the use of a calculator, they want you to think again also of the idea of using special angles, and the idea of how can you combine special angles with an angle inside the triangle, so that you are able to express that trig ratio in terms of m, right? So if you think of a special angle quickly, you can see that actually 72 degrees is a combination of a special angle 60 degrees plus 12. Can you see? Because they give us 72. Okay, so this is a compound angle of cos, so we can expand it to say cos 60 degrees times cos 12 minus sine 60 degrees times sine 12 degrees. Okay, then we can go and simplify. Cos 60 degrees, it's 1 over 2. Cos 12, it is m, minus sine 60 degrees is root 3 over 2. Sine 12, we gone the triangle, sine 12 will be opposite, which is root of 1 minus m squared divided by hypotenuse, which is 1. Okay, so you can go and simplify that and finally express in terms of m. If we simplify, we'll have 1 over 2m minus root 3 over 2 multiplied by root of 1 minus m squared. Although this you can simplify it further. If you take 2 as the lone common denominator, you have m minus root 3 times root of 1 minus m, right? The 3 will multiply inside that, we'll have the root of 3 minus 3m squared. Okay, when you simplify that further. Okay, so that will be in terms of m. Let's go to 5.1.3 now. 5.1.3 is a bit challenging. They said we have to find cos 6 degrees, right? Although when you check inside the triangle, we don't have 6 degrees. And also, if you think of the idea of using special angles, you'll find that it's not working, right? Then how can we solve this? But we do recognize something, that 6 degrees, it's actually half of 12 degrees. Can you see? It's actually half of 12. So if we come and use the idea of double angle of 6 degrees, we can be able to solve for cos 6 degrees. So you solve this question indirectly, because you can see 6 degrees, it's half of an angle inside there. So they want you to think of double angles, right? So I'm going to solve this indirectly, right? I'm not going to start by expressing cos 6, but I'm going to go and say, no, 6 degrees is actually the double of 12, you know. I mean, if you double 6, you get 12, which is inside the triangle. So I can say cos 2 into 6 degrees. Can you see? So that I express this in terms of cos 6 degrees, then I go and solve for that cos 6 degrees. So that's the trickiness of this question. Okay, so if you say cos 2 into 6 degrees is the same as, if you express it, it will be 2 cos squared 6 degrees minus 1. Okay, if you use a double angle rule, right? This is squared. So, but we know this one, cos 2 times 6 is the same as what? As cos 12 degrees. 2 times 6 is 12. Okay, then you have 2 cos squared 6 degrees minus 1. Okay, we know that cos 12 is the same as what? Cos 12 is the same as m is equals to 2 cos squared 6 degrees minus 1. Then we can now go and solve for that cos 6 degrees. Can you see that you solve it in a bit indirectly, unlike 5.1 and 5.2 where we solve them directly by expressing and all that. But this one, 6 degrees, we saw that, oh, it's actually, if we double it, we get 12. So let's use the idea of double angle and just go and solve for that cos 6 degrees. Okay, so I'll take minus 1 to this side. We have m plus 1 is equals to, okay, let me just do it slowly like this. We'll be left with 2 cos squared 6 degrees. I divide both sides by 2. Right, if I divide by 2, this 2 and 2 will cancel. Then I have cos squared 6 degrees. Then finally the answer, I apply the square root both sides. I'll have square root plus or minus m plus 1 divided by 2 will be equals to what? Cos 6 degrees. Okay, obviously we are looking at the first quadrant there. Right, 6 degrees is in the first quadrant, so I'll decide on the positive answer of that, which is plus root of m plus 1 over 2 is equals to what? Cos 6 degrees. Okay, I hope you find this helpful. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.